Following the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, The Crown is one of the biggest dramas that Netflix has ever had, conquering the globe with its dramatic stories and brilliant casting. But what do you do when you run out of episodes of The Crown to watch? Well, you come to Screen OD, of course, because we have gone through the archives and we have found some great shows that we think you'll love if you like The Crown. Hey there, Tim from Screen OD here. I hope you're doing well and having a great day. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate everyone who comes to the Screen OD channel. Hopefully today we can make your day even better, especially if you're looking for a show to fill the Crown size hole in your life. Maybe you're waiting for a new season, or maybe you've just watched it all and you just want to find something that has that similar feel to it. Now, all the shows on our list we think are things that you will be able to enjoy if you like The Crown. They're not all directly about the royal family, but some of them are more historical, and some of them are just shows that have that similar feel to them. So let's start our list very soon. Before I remind you of one thing, which is if you love TV and movies, please do consider subscribing to the channel. The first show on our list that we think you should watch if you haven't already, and even if you have, maybe go and watch again, is one of the great British exports in drama. It's Downton Abbey. There could be few stories that are more quintessentially British than that of the reign of the Queen as told in The Crown. However, if you're looking for something that's not that far off, how about one of the biggest ever period dramas in Downton? There's plenty of strong female characters in this show, times are changing, and there's lots of beautiful scenes of olden days British houses to enjoy. A massive hit on both sides of the pond. The antics of Lord and Lady Grantham and their family don't stop with the TV series. There's also movies to enjoy too. So worth checking out. A Lord and Lady is not royal enough for me. I want something that is more royal. Okay, this one is a lot more royal. It's probably a little bit more frivolous, but it is certainly a lot more royal. It's The Royals. Okay, this is quite a different type of show, even if the overall theme is similar. The Royals is a glitzy drama from E! Which focuses its attention on a highly fictionalised royal family who are plagued by scandal and internal squabbles. Unlike The Crown, none of the characters in the show or the events that are inspired by it are real, but it does offer a fun and at times quite frivolous story set in places with kings and queens and princesses. It's worth looking out for a first-class performance as well from Elizabeth Hurley, who's at the absolute heart of the show. We move back to much more traditional period drama fare next with a show about another young queen who is making her mark on the world. It is, of course, Victoria. Starring Jenna Coleman as a young Victoria, this show shares a good deal in form and substance with The Crown, but of course is focused on a reign of a few generations before. At the heart of the show is a female queen in Britain who is young and trying to establish herself as an authority within her own court. It has more than its fair share of love and loss and plenty of politics in the mix. So if you like the ups and downs of the politicians who surrounded Queen Elizabeth II in The Crown, this show will deliver for you in all its period drama splendour. You want something royal, but you want to keep going back in history. Okay, well, that's fine, we can do that, but we're going to have to move back quite a few hundred years from Victoria to one of the great dynasties in The Crown in this country. It is, of course, the Tudors. Of course, if you go back in the family tree far enough, you'll find the Tudors. So it's fair to say this show already gets a big vote for being about the English royal family in England. This is undoubtedly a lot more steamy than The Crown and has more action in it. But the show is based in some ways in historical details and therefore feels like something a Crown fan may be able to hang on to and be interested in. Starring Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, Natalie Dormer and Henry Cavill, to name but a few, in a very strong cast, this is one that's certainly worth a try. Something a little bit more light-hearted again now as we move to a show that certainly has a regal theme but not set in the English royal family. We have to move across the continent to the other side. We're going east for The Great. More comic than dramatic, The Great is a series that has won armies of fans for its clever storytelling, wit and irreverence. Based very loosely, and the programme makers are happy to admit this, on the reign of Catherine the Great, Empress of all Russia, the show stars Elle Fanning as Catherine the Great, as we watch her journey unfold from childhood as an outsider, rising to be the most powerful woman in the empire. Although it's not rooted in history quite to the same degree as elements of The Crown, if you like a story with regal connections and a satirical twist, this could be an offbeat option for you. Want another show? Of course you do. All right, let's move on. It's time for Gentleman Jack. Created by one of the best scriptwriters in the British drama world right now, Sally Wainwright, the creative force behind hits like Last Tango in Halifax and Happy Valley, this series is set long before the events of The Crown and focuses on the life and times of industrialist Anne Lister. It's based on her diaries, much of which were written in code, and documents her life as a secret lesbian in the early 1800s. It might not sound much like the Netflix series, but this is a show that is very compelling, a story of a powerful woman in a world largely dominated by men, making marks on history and society. Okay, we've got one show left on the list, and I'm sorry to say it's not a royal one again, but it does have a theme that I think you will be interested in. It's also just an excellent drama set in a period that is similar to that of The Crown. So why don't you give it a go? It's The Queen's Gambit. Okay, the story of a female American chess player in the middle of the 20th century doesn't immediately scream royalty, I'm sure we'll all agree. However, Netflix's hugely well-received story starring the brilliant Anya Taylor-Joy is a fantastically well-crafted period drama that pits a young woman against a male-dominated world and sees her come out on top whilst recognising the huge struggles that she went through along the way. There are certainly parallels with some of what we see in the early seasons of The Crown in this show, and even if you don't see them, you won't ever regret watching this exceptional piece of television. Right, so that's it. That's the end of the list of shows that we think you should watch if you like The Crown. Hopefully there's something on the list that you haven't seen and that you're going to go and watch right now. But before you do, just a quick reminder, if you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It will help other people discover this content. And also, please think about subscribing to the channel so you can get all the best content direct to your feed. We've got loads of videos across the Screen OD channel, from show recommendations to movie lists and curated collections. There's something for everyone, so you will not regret having all of that in your life. Right, until next time, thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you